Hello, everybody, and welcome to our latest
Mardi
coverage.
Gras!
to
Oh
our
gosh dang it.
to our latest coverage of the Legends of Chima TV series. This week we're going to be talking about episode 7 or episode 33, whatever. Cool and Collected, depending on how you.
Man, that episode was so cool.
Then I have a question. What is your purpose here?
To host the call.
That's very kind of you. So this episode, Cool and Collected. It was pretty interesting. It was not a filler episode, unlike last week's. Even though, yeah, I guess it kind of was. But it shows Sir Fangar doing stuff, and there's some backstory intermixed. So without further ado, LJ, would you please give us a quick recap of what the episode entailed?
Oh, wrong recap. Alright. So the episode starts off and Krager is trying to go all Splinter Cell on us. And by us, I mean the Ice Tribe. And he's sneaking around, following them. Antics ensue in that regard, and he finds out, with the help of Plovar, that the Ice Tribes are using underground caves to get where they need to go. Antics continue to ensue. Plovar saves Krager. I care. Shut up. Plovar saves Krager, and we switch back on over to the Phoenix Tribe and the antics ensuing there with Spinks. Is that his name?
Flinks.
Flinks. So
You mean
Cornflakes
Sphinx?
is jumping around, doing a bunch of stuff, being a bowl of cereal, and more forced romance between what's his name? Laval and whatever her name is.
Liella.
Yeah, her. So Lemons and Laval are having a great conversation, and what is I'm forgetting the names. Eris is getting all angry and bent out of shape and jealous. And come on, what do you expect? It's a Lego romance, only it's not Ninjago, so it's not bearable. So, antics ensue with the fire ship, and Eris suddenly gets a vision, except instead of flames, everything freezes, and it's ridiculously annoying.
There's a panther, aka Panthar, and I'm gonna get to that later, and Mount Kavora falls down.
Yep, yeah. And I'm gonna say this right now, I don't think it's Panthar. I just don't. Because of the winter 2015 Chima sets. I don't think it's Panthar. Anyway,
I think it's
so antics ensue. They all have a meeting with the Phoenixes, and the Phoenixes say, "Hey, underground tunnels, bad." Tiger Dude over here has had a little bit of experience with that. He says they're bad. So we're gonna give you your legend beasts back. Take all the legend beasts, one by one by one by one, instead of all in a group, which would make logical sense. One by one by one by one, take them to all the tribes. Great, fine. They do that. Meanwhile, while all of this is going on, there's a band of hunters going around all of the different tribes trying to search for Cornflakes in order to capture him and take him back to Sir Fangar. Antics ensue in that regard. There's a little bit of a scene with Skinnet, which was mildly humorous. Sorry. Of course. And they're going all around. The vultures find the bears, and they find the vicious bears and decide to wait.
That scene was incredibly funny.
Yeah. So antics ensue in that regard. And then they finally get all of the legend beasts all sorted out. They go to the Croc tribe. It's a bunch of Croc. There are only 3 more Crocs left in the tribe. Crueler, Krager, and Metal Jaw. Crunk, is it?
Krug.
Yeah, it was close. So, Crank,
You mean
Crueler,
Kronk
and...
from Ever's New Groove?
Why do I open my big mouth and why do you open yours? So anyway,
Because you open yours.
the band of hunters attack. the Croc Swamp at this time in order to capture the little Phoenix dude who has his own speeder now. And in the ensuing battle, antics ensue, and suddenly there's a large cloud of mist because fire versus ice. The legend beast for the Crocs gets involved with his fire breath because crocodiles, standard normal crocodiles, which is what that is supposed to be, suddenly can breathe fire. Think about that for a moment. And the mammoths are there, the mammoth family. And the mother says, grab the little firebird. Think about this for a second. There's fire. There's a little bird. They capture someone, bring him back to Sir Fangar. Lo and behold, it's Plover. Only he is frozen.
Yep.
And he is subsequently added to the collection. Sir Fangar is angry. We find out he has a huge collection of members from different tribes that he has been talking to because he's kind of crazy.
It's pretty eerie, actually. There's a lot of Easter egg references. There's the Fox, Ferdy, there's Dom de la Woosh, there's all the Outland tribes are there. Cragger's parents. Plovar. Yeah. Well,
So,
I suppose that is indeed the episode.
Okay.
Without question, the most interesting part of the episode for me, and the part which is not filler, is the Panthar Mount Kavora falling vision. Now, LJ, why do you think this is not Panthar?
because of the winter 2014 sets, 2015 sets, fudge.
You mean the one
I
that...
think it's Panthar.
There is a panther in one of the sets, and it is not Panthar. This is going to get so confusing very quickly.
Yeah. So you're saying
Is
it's...
it Panthor? Maybe.
Just accept that it's Panthar.
Your comment.
Can we fire him, please?
Your comments, I swear. Vin, yeah, I really want you to watch Chima.
I did. That's why I'm here.
I'm gonna call it right now. I'm putting my money on it being Tormac. I just linked an image.
I don't know, dude. It seems more like Panthar to me.
You didn't even watch the episode!
Yeah, I did.
Tormac. Isn't Tormac the tiger?
No! Wait,
Tormac
Tormac
is the tiger.
Tormac is a tiger.
and what the fudge is this?
Not Tor.
Well, yeah, basically it's not Tormac.
What did you
Panthar.
send? The image I linked.
Keep in mind these are
I
early.
know.
These are early prelims.
These are preliminary images.
Fudge!
Oh.
Okay, then it's Panthar.
Although,
Told you, dude. I freaking told you.
Shut up, Venom.
although we should keep in mind that there appears to be an alternate mode of the vehicle with a tiger-like color scheme.
Alright,
So
fine.
something tells me this may be
Panthar.
plot related.
It's Fire Panther mode, though. It's like, it looks like a tiger. It's because it's a Fire Panther.
Yeah, probably.
Fire
And then he
Chima.
lights up.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
If it is plot related, they'll reveal it. If it's just an error, then whatever. It's just an error.
Can I mention something?
Yeah, go
about
for it.
Layla, who I've been trying to figure out who is Layla.
Trying to finger out.
Wow. I've been trying to figure out who Layla's voice actor is. Because she sounded familiar throughout the whole thing. I believe, and this is just purely conjecture, I've tried looking it up. I can't find anything. I think she's too new of a character to have her, like, her cast released. It might be Stephanie I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Lemelin?
Stephanie Lebiscuit.
No. She was then your contributions to this are very, very noted. She's the voice actor for Artemis Croc from the show Young Justice.
Oh.
And if you've seen that show, I don't know if anyone here has, her voice and the voice of Layla sound very, very similar, from the way they pronounce things to like I guess just the acting in general. I believe it's her. I have no idea of knowing. I looked it up on several wikis. I looked it up on IMDb. They had no listing for her yet, so I guess we're just gonna have to tell and see. One thing I did also find interesting, though, I don't know if anybody knew this. I looked the character up on the Lego page, see if anybody, if they had information there about her. I did not find the voice actor. I did find that Sir Fengar wants to make her his queen, actually, when he conquers Chima, or so the bio says. So,
Well then.
I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if it's spoilers or anything, but it's on the Lego character page.
That's very interesting.
What neither she nor Laval know is that the evil Sir Fengar is also interested in Layla and wants her to be his queen when he conquers Chima.
Welp.
Okay,
Laval,
first of all,
Layla, and
stop
Fengar had
spoiling
a
things. It's not nice, especially
It's on
considering
the Lego
I
page.
just got something spoiled for me, for fudge's sake.
What did you get spoiled for you?
I am not.
Let me
going
guess,
to
you were looking
say.
up stuff about Panther, weren't you?
I was looking for the voice actors he was talking about.
What did you get spoiled with?
I'm not saying. Let's move on.
Say
I
it.
don't want to.
No,
I
no,
don't want
say
to
it,
talk
say it.
about it.
Say it.
I don't want
say
to
it.
talk about it.
You
So,
can't do this. Fans are going to ask you, LJ, what was
Yeah,
it?
okay.
I found the
Spoil-
Layla is her name.
yeah.
Okay, voice actors, I do so believe, according to this, is a gal by the name of Megan Kinsley.
Megan Kingsley. Has she acted in anything else?
Okay, are you happy now?
Is she related to Ben Kingsley?
Okay, I'm done here.
How is that a spoiler?
He's covering.
What?
I don't know.
I'm
Okay,
not able
so,
I don't know where I found the information. I can't find it.
Kali, what did you think of this episode?
Episode so far, I liked it. It was a bit more on the filler side, to be honest. Or so I felt after watching it. But they did give us a lot more insight into Sir Fengar, who is slowly. I mean, he's basically my favorite villain out of the series, considering that the other two were Cragger and
The
the
Scorpion
Beast
King.
from below.
Yeah.
They did do a lot of good lampshade hanging, especially when the bird is talking about the endless gorge or the bottomless gorge, I think.
Yeah.
And the Hulk said anything that goes down there never comes back. And he's like, except for your parents and the Ice Tribe and the animals down there. He said, actually, everything that goes down there kind of comes up eventually. So, all right.
Yeah.
The enemies are a lot smarter than I guess that they're the usual enemies. I like that. I like how they figure out where the bird is by seeing where the forest has been burned. That was nice. I like how they at the end the blunder that the mammoth makes, like getting the smaller bird. I forget his name already.
Clovar.
Instead of Finch. Is it Finch?
Flinks.
Flink.
Plovar and Flinks.
These names are getting me over. All right, but that blunder is understandably made. That's not like a stupid thing where they're just like, oh, I just happened to grab this other person by mistake. It's an understandable blunder. The mammoth said go for the fire, the small fiery bird, and he brought that back. So that's something I found a bit more acceptable. I also enjoyed how the rhinos are actually smart when the Legend Beast rhino is there.
That's fairly old.
Yeah,
That's probably old. That probably happened in the second season. I wasn't around for the second season.
that is correct.
Yeah, I forgot.
Right. So that's something that I enjoyed seeing. I thought that was made better. The bears, however, are still sleepy. So, and I guess the beavers are just kind of screwed because even though a lot of them got frozen, they have no Legend Beast to guard them. So, sorry, beavers.
Yeah,
You're not important.
they kind of got the short end of the stick, but oh well.
Are there any other tribes that fully featured tribes that don't have Legend Beasts?
No. Except for the ice tribes and the outland tribes, which were created. We're gonna get there's like the fox and the skunk, and the peacock, Gadam de la Whoosh, and then in 2015 we get polar bears. So there's
I guess
that.
polar bears might be a thing. I still don't know where you found this information about the voice actor LJ, but if any of the fans have watched Young Justice and are watching Chima, let me know in the comments if you actually notice the similarities. I might be just pulling that. They might just be might just sound similar. Might be completely different, but I have no way of knowing. Other than that, I thought the episode was still pretty good. It had a lot of interesting parts. Sir Fengar talking to his trophies was rather interesting.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Azula at the very end of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where she's like talking to her mother, who she believes is still around.
Thanks for the spoiler.
I guess, or kind of mocking her. A spoiler for like a 7-year-old series.
It's a pretty big spoiler. I haven't seen it.
You're supposed to see it. I held up my end of the bargain, mess, so I watched RB and the Chief. You have to watch Avatar. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the episode.
Okay, LJ, what do you think?
I enjoyed it. It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the worst. It was kind of just felt a little bit slow at times. There wasn't a lot of progress. I mean,
Yeah.
found out about the secret passages, and then Plovar got captured. So
Tormak is a good voice actor. That was one thing
yes.
It was refreshing.
Krager's also a much better hero character than he was a villain character.
He was a villain?
I've-
Really? I didn't know. I thought he was a poser.
It's not like I'm not making a big deal of him. I'm saying
Yeah,
he's a better hero. He's a better
Kai,
character as a hero.
I was making a joke about how he's a terrible villain character.
Oh well, all right, fine. I did not pick up on that.
Okay.
Maybe because it was so low key. Speaking of villain characters, low key, right? Kind of the same thing with Krager, like turning from bad to good and also having his own intentions. But Krager has turned into like a more solo character where he's going out and, doing all his own solo adventures.
Yeah.
I find that's interesting.
It
I
is.
wish Kruller was featured more. I think Kruller and Krager, or Hero Krager at least, would make a interesting team, an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
Kruller being much more cunning and stuff.
They kind of
And
wrote
I
him
can't.
out of the series because no one really.
I don't know if they're pushing for Eris to be just annoyed at Laval and Layla or like jealous of Laval and Layla. At some point she seems annoyed. At some point she seems jealous. I'm not too sure.
Yeah. It is interesting, but it is a riddle to be solved another time. I'm very interested in seeing the conclusion of this whole Mount Kavora falling vision and the Panther, not Panther mystery. Panthar, my bad. So, that's about it. I liked the episode. Thought it was a bit more on the filler side of things, but some interesting plot points that will probably come up and be very important later. So, it was very interesting. But, until...
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Very
Vince! Yeah, I agree.
It was a good episode. I like it.
I like it.
10 out of 10.
I feel like the characters would be much easier to remember in terms of their names if they were named like Panthar, like Lion, or
Lion.
Egao, or Tigar. That kind
Yeah.
Tigray.
of Tigray,
Yep.
crocodile.
Okay, enough of this.
Crocodile.
We will see you all next time for the next exciting episode of the Legends of Chima and our coverage, thoughts, and opinions on it. Thank you all very much for watching. I'm Messina.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
And
That's
I'm
been
Venom.
Chima. No, he wasn't a part of this.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.